Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about the Medicom Mafex Uncanny X-Force Deadpool. So, we haven't had a Mafex Deadpool since we got the Guru Hiri art version. So here we are with the Uncanny X-Force version. And I've reviewed Wolverine before this, so I'm going to try to release them at the same time. Keyword is try. But I've noticed something box art wise is that these products are based off the Saad Ribic cover art versus the Jeremy Opena actual interior art. So if you're like, oh, how come they don't have like those super defined muscles? That's because it's based off of the design of Isad Ribic and his hyper realistic, more human take to stuff. As if they were humans in costumes that would just like fit versus super muscular, super heroics. That's the style. But yeah, overall I still like it because all the articulation is still kept intact. It seems you don't see more joints. I forgot to notice this on Wolverine, but I love that Medicom is also going like that seamless look where you don't see pins and things like that. As you can see, tech-wise, it's looking really good. They try to avoid the pins where they can. Now, I really like this Deadpool, but he is pretty bare bones in terms of crazy accessories because it seems like the gun portion of him they've kind of slowed down on where they don't want to include any weapons. But otherwise, you get very nice articulation and two swords. We'll jump into that, and also we'll talk about see if the Revoltech stuff works for it. So let's take a look. We have our clean Isad Ribic design. I have the head tilted down ever so slightly, so let's pick that up. So you have a nice bit of range and articulation. We have our harness, which, as you can see, lifts up. So that means, I believe if you pop the arms out, you could just take the harness off. It sits a little loose and hangs a little high in case you don't want it to do that. I continuously advise that you just pull down and it'll stay there for a while. As far as our head movement, we can look really far up. We actually have a ring neck brace, right? We can look down. We can tilt side to side with little to no issue, right? And our neck can still move as well. So that looks really good. We have really beautiful arm articulation, just like Wolverine. We have that joint that's like that's almost like an invisible butterfly. Now these bracelets are nice, but they are a little loose. That means once your hands pop off, those bracelets will pop off too. So just be careful and be aware. Or if you like my friend KJ who likes to glue them, that crazy man, that's what you'll do, right? We have bicep swivel. We have arm momentum as well and movement. We have a beautiful double joint. It'll get a little tough there. It's not like Wolverine that folds all the way in. He has a little bit more muscle mass, so that's about as far as you get. As far as our upper torso goes, we can shift left. We can shift right as well. Mine's is very tight. We have a forward ab crunch, and with the help of our lower ab crunch, we get even more nicer movement. It won't be as deep as Wolverine's, but it is still pretty nice. Moving backwards, we actually get a very beautiful reverse movement, which is wild, right? As far as our legs, we have our drop down method. We have a thigh swivel, which we're moving there. We can go about this far out. Let's see if this is glued on. Yep, that's strap and harness is still glued on. We can get 90 degrees, maybe a little bit higher. We have a double joint. We have beautiful ankle momentum and rotation and reticulation. All those words. We have a toe hinge as well. So that means your Deadpool can get in some nice stances. Can he hold it? Let's check it out. Let's actually get a nice uncanny look on it. Ooh. And by the way, Richard Eisenoff colored most of those books. And I gotta tell you, man, Richard Eisenoff is wild consistent. Like, when it comes to coloring, like, that man knows how to aim for a certain style. And I love every moment of it. So look, here we go. Just getting Deadpool down into a nice martial arts like cover stand. And as you can see, he can pretty much hit it with no problem. Right? It looks good. I worry about like paint scraping and things like that, but I haven't had that issue just yet, so I can't speak on it. But it is something that I thought about with this Mafex paint job, right? But yeah, he looks really good. If they do a red color one, I would probably get it in this color as well, as it will fit the mood and momentum for my Uncanny Avengers. I would love this for him. So now, without further ado, though, let's jump into accessories. All right, now we're on to the accessories. And yeah, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about his accessories. Then I'm going to see if we can add other people's parts into his stuff. See if we can do a little add-on kit, right? So, first off, let's talk about our hands. You will get a set of open flailed hands. These can be your relaxed hands as well, right? You have your more relaxed hands. These ones kind of like semi-martial arts, semi-relaxed, but also all Deadpool, right? You get your thumbs up. I'm me. Very important in the Deadpool game, especially when you want to taunt your opponents or do a moonwalk. You have your pointing hands, and I enjoy that they made them ambidextrous. No unique hands. Well, I like unique hands, but you know what I mean. There's nothing super crazy that you can't like go with. We have our gun holding hands, and I'm glad they still included this despite the fact that he could not come with guns. So this is very important, especially on your Deadpool figure, who you know loves guns. And then we have our sword holding hands. These ones are a little tricky. I would have preferred if they came with the open slot. And the reason why they do not is because on his swords, you can actually remove the hilt to like slide it in and keep a better control of it. We'll leave these and the gun ones out, right? Well, I'll move the others. Speaking of swords, here we are. You will get 2 of our katanas. And they are a part swap as opposed to being just regular inside and sheath. If you look here, we can just pop that out. Right. Oh, let me recenter. I don't know why my camera's focused on strictly my hand. Right. As you can see, you can just take those out. So it's more like a remove it and you'll have the hilt, but then you have your actual full-on sword. And on the bottom of these, you remove the hilt. And you do that when you slide in through here. Just pop in. They'll fit right in. These blades are kind of short, but I'm here for it because it's that fat katana Isad Ribic style. And if you guys don't know, I'm a huge Isad Ribic fan, so I'm 100% here for it, right? And then we will get 3 different other head sculpts. They're all like its emotive mask ones. So here we have our squinty-eyed Deadpool. You even see a little bit of the face in the mask, right? Our lips. You have your surprise wide-eyed, in case you want to do a katana-rama. Then we have our devilishly good looks, but you can't tell underneath my mask face. Right? Now, this is where we're going to talk about the add-on stuff. So I took out my Revoltech Deadpool 2.0 so I can test out the hands of guns and other stuff, right? So let's check out his katanas. So here we have the katana from the Deadpool. We're going to test it out in these hands, and it fits. It'll stretch out the hand a little bit, but it fits. So that means if you push it down further, the more tussle you'll get when taking it back out, right? So those work. As far as our short knife, technically it fits if you want to heat it up and push it through, but I wouldn't recommend that. Oop. I don't know why the focus. There we go. So technically it fits if you heat it up and pull through. I could also recommend slicing the hand open, but again, only if you're a pro at that kind of stuff, right? His size from the Revoltech Deadpool fit. They actually fit with little to no issue, so have fun with that, right? Next up, big knife. Big knife technically fits. I would recommend heating it up. Don't just jump in with that. Then next up, we're going to go with our trigger hands. Here we are, right? Here we have the Deadpool 1.0 Revoltech guns. And these technically fit, right? Then we will do our futuristic pistols, assuming that Cable gave us some, from the 2.0 Deadpool Revoltech. And they fit. So you have that in mind. And I'm going to open up one of my Mezco weapon sets right quick, so we can see if one of those pistols work from it as well. So bear with the sound, I'm sorry. I forgot to take them out before the video. I'm just going to choose one. Where's our trigger hand? And as far as a Mezco gun goes, it fits. So Mezco guns fit as well. So you have alternatives to your Mezco, to your Mafex Uncanny Dead Force. Uncanny Dead Force, wow. Uncanny X-Force, right? But yes, I wish it would have came with stuff, but considering I do buy other stuff, it does help me that I can kind of swap those in. And just a bonus, we're going to try a Valaverse weapon, right? I have a rifle here in one of my Valiverse figures. Where'd that trigger hand go? Do 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 do. Yeah. Right. Let's take this out. So if you wanted a rifle from Valiverse, it also works. So you do have a lot of comparative options that kind of add to your fun. So with that being said, without further ado, now we're going to get into our next segment. This is the size comparison. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, now we're here in the size comparison. And I thought about something I said earlier when I talked about the whole seamless joint thing. And then I noticed it with Deadpool because I thought I was tripping, but I wasn't. So, I'm going to compare the Guruhiri Mafex Deadpool to the X-Force one. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I don't know if you guys can see it as well as I can, right? But you see how you have those joints that you can see versus this seamless version of it? That's what I mean, just in case for those of you trying to misunderstand. That is what I meant. But yeah. So size-wise, we actually have a nice little stand-up here. As you can see, the Guruhiri art version is a little bit smaller, but you can see where the joints are more full on the X-Force one. A little bit wider of a boy, more musculatory, like I said, that Isad Ribic art style. So I like the way this looks. I like the way it rounds out. It definitely gives a full look. It's almost like a mix between Isad Ribic and Pepe Larraz. And then here we have our Revoltech Deadpool, the 2.0 version, not the 1.0. He's also a little bit smaller. Make sure he's standing at the right range. So yeah, mix and match. But shout out to him because I'm going to use his weapons on this guy, right? Let's take that away. Let's compare to some other stuff. Here we have, and this one, probably the most important one right now, is going to be how he looks next to Wolverine. So if you didn't watch the Wolverine review, now you get to see it here in the Deadpool one. Then we have Marvel Legends X-Force Phantom X. And then we have Laura Kinney, aka the Marvel Legends X-23, before she became her own version of the Wolverine. So as you can see here, size-wise, I like how these guys sound about. Looks really good. I like this. I got my own little X-Force team coming along. Unfortunately, I don't have a Psylocke anymore, but... Well, I have a Psylocke, but not an X-Force version. Speaking of, let's jump her in so we can see how the bad girl looks. And I know everyone talks about how Quanon / Psylocke is supposed to be 6 feet tall, but for her Mafex version, they chose for her to be a lot shorter, as you can see here. Next up, we have some Valiverse figures, both male and female. So here's our female Valiverse figure. In case you want him to cut up some Reavers or some, some poachers or just security for, whatever. Here we have a male figure. In my opinion, I feel like they size out really well with X-Force Deadpool. Next up, let's throw my bad boy Cyclops in there. So here we are with Astonishing Cyclops, the Marvel Legends. And I don't know why everybody's leaning forward. Probably because of the weather here. So I'm going to try to fix everyone before I get him in camera. So here we are with Cyclops. Deadpool's a big boy, considering. Next up, we're going to do G.I. Joe Classified Outback. Then we'll do a Marvel Legends Sabretooth. Yes, it does have a custom head, in case you're curious. Not sure if I did a Mezco. Oh, here's Mezco Ichigo. And then we'll do a Foosh Ninja. So here's Mezco Ichigo. Stay boy. Because you can't go wrong with ninjas, right? Last but not least is my boy, the man 1,000 grand, the man of 2,000 skills, SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga. As we throw our boy in there, we're going to put him up against a Mythic Legions in the size comparison. So you can see just how small Kuga is in general. Small man, big plans, right? It's quick maths. So there we go. As against a Mythic Legions Zalarian Guard. So yeah, we have a lot to compare to. You can mix and match your scales. It's one of those things where I find out, in my opinion, you can actually have some fun mixing those scales. Do some forced perspective stuff. Have a little fun. But overall, I feel like this is a very nice addition to those of you mixing and matching and making up your own Uncanny X-Force between different lines. So have fun with it. Definitely posable. Definitely worthy of fun and praise like most Mafex. So yeah, if you want to go out and get one, go ahead. If not, I hope this video helps you choose. In the meantime, guys, as always, take care of yourself, take care of others, make sure you do the right thing. But as always, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.